You must never be fearful about what you are doing when it is right. I have learned over the years that when one's mind is made up, this diminishes fear. Each person must live their life as a model for others. I would like to be remembered as a person who wanted to be free, so other people would also be free. Memories of our lives, of our works, and our deeds will continue in others. I believe we are here on the planet Earth to live, grow up, and do what we can to make this world a better place for all people to enjoy freedom. I knew someone had to take the first step, and I made up my mind not to move. As long as people continue to marginalize and oppress others, there will be a need for activism. I knew that if I refused to give up my seat, it would be an act of defiance that could ignite change. I would have to know for once and for all what rights I had as a human being and a citizen.
When people made up their minds that they wanted to be free and took action, then there was a change.
Stand for something or you will fall for anything. Today's mighty oak is yesterday's nut that held its ground. I felt the Lord would give me the strength to endure whatever I had to face. I don't want to be remembered as the woman who was angry. I want to be remembered as the woman who stood up. The only tired I was tired of giving in. To bring about change, you must not be afraid to take the first step. We will fail when we fail to try. Knowing what must be done does away with fear. I did not want to be mistreated. I did not want to be deprived of a seat that I'd paid for. It was just time. There was opportunity for me to take a stand, to express the way I felt about being treated in that manner. I was not tired physically, no more than I usually was at the end of a working day. I was not old, although some people have an image of me as being old then. I was 42. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in. I don't think anyone should feel they have to deny who they are. Racism is still with us, but it is up to us to prepare our children for what they have to meet, and hopefully we shall overcome. I felt a determination cover my body like a quilt on a winter night. There's just so much hurt, disappointment, and oppression one can take. The line between reason and madness grows thinner. I see the energy of young people as a real force for positive change. At the time I was arrested, I had no idea it would turn into this. It was just a day, like any other. Without vision, people perish, and without courage and inspiration, dreams die. The struggle continues. We are still fighting for freedom. I see the light of the future shining in the faces of our youth. All I was doing was trying to get home from work. It takes more than one person to bring about peace. It takes all of us. One person can change the world if they have the courage to take a stand. I felt just resigned to give what I could to protest against this act of discrimination. I would like to be known as a person who is concerned about freedom and equality and justice and prosperity for all people. I didn't want to just talk about equality, I wanted to live it. When one believes in something, they should act on it. Our mistreatment was just not right, and I was tired of it. I had to make the decision to fight for justice. There's no future for a nation that oppresses half its population. For a long time, people lived with fear, but that fear became a source of strength for change. If I can help somebody along the way, then my living will not be in vain. We are all human beings. We are not meant to suffer at the hands of others. Whatever my individual desires were to be free, I was not alone. There were others who felt the same way. It takes courage to fight for your rights, but when you stand up, others will stand with you. True freedom is about more than just words. It's about action. Each of us must rise above our fear to fight for our dignity and justice. There's no place in society for discrimination of any kind. I had no choice but to stand up for what was right. Freedom and justice cannot be achieved by the oppressed asking for permission.